Now full screen. I did get an email from somebody who was a little confused from my presentation last week on Colorize. They didn't realize that the Colorize, and I have it wrong in the slide, there's 2 dashes there, and there's only 1 dash in the actual website. But there was some confusion that, to the point that Colorize-it actually is an online program. So I answered the person who had the question with putting together some pictures, screenshots, and some information, and I just made it into a quick PowerPoint for us for today. So let's, so when you go to Colorize-it, go to the website, you're actually, if you do Colorize-it.com, you're actually going to be then taken to the Algorithma website, and that website's address is down on the bottom of the screen, so don't worry about it. It is the right place. To start, you may try one of their samples, which are on the screen here, or you can use any of your own pictures. And what you do is go where it says upload, and I've got it circled. You click that, and what will happen is you'll get a dialog box, and you go find the picture you want to use, click it, and it will upload it. You can also copy and paste the address of a photo if it's online. Then it'll start doing its thing, and it'll say colorizing your photos. Those little dots kind of flash on and off, and it can take several minutes. Actually, it can take several minutes and then some more, and then it just doesn't work. When that happens, it may say algorithm did not complete within 300 seconds. I've had it go, that which is 5 minutes. I've had it go 8 or 10 minutes, and then finally that pops up. But sometimes it just doesn't work. You try it again a couple of times. If it still doesn't work, wait a little while and go back on. Their servers are probably busy is what causes it. So, but when it does work, you'll get a screen that looks like this. That purple line, you can slide back and forth, as indicated here. With your mouse, you slide it back and forth. You'll see the colorized on one side, the black and white on the other. Wherever you leave it, at the bottom, you have 2 choices. You can download the comparison, and wherever you've left that purple line, that's where the colorized comparison is going to show in the picture that you download. And then there's also a place where you can download just the colorized image by just clicking at the bottom of the page. So it's all done online. You don't have to install anything. You don't have to do anything. Just follow what I just did, and that's it. I'm going to show you some more online editing and graphic programs that I found this week, and I think you'll find that interesting in my main presentation coming up a little bit later. Sometimes I want to share some information on Facebook or in a presentation, and there's some things on, and I'll take a screenshot, and there's some things in that screenshot I really don't want to share. And so I want to pixelate or blur some parts or all of the image. And I found some online program or websites that allow you to do this, and one of them actually does a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to share that second. So I'm going to look at the second one first, and let's see, so I want to, not now. And the second one is called FacePixelizer, is what I'm going to show, and I'm going to show a little bit of a video. I'm going to show you all of the video. It's a short video. It's not very long. That kind of explains how it works, and then I'm going to demonstrate it.
FacePixelizer is a specialized
and why am I not getting any audio?
To use FacePixelizer,
I can hear it, Dewey. I can hear it.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm not hearing it.
You drag an image from your desktop onto FacePixelizer. So, for example, if you're writing a blog about some privacy feature of Facebook, you might want to include a screenshot like this one. But you might also want to protect the privacy of your friends. So, you would want to obscure faces and names in this image. So let me show you some of the features of FacePixelizer. FacePixelizer has face detection that's quite handy if there's a lot of faces in your image. The face detection runs in the browser, and it works quite well. But it doesn't catch all faces. For example, faces that are tilted or faces that are looking to the side. But it's quite easy to find and touch up those faces using the selection tool. So let me show you the features of the selection tool. The selection tool has two modes, auto and manual. In auto mode, text is blurred and faces are pixelated. But in addition, large text is blurred a lot, while small text is blurred less. And similarly, large faces are pixelated more than small faces. So notice that when I pixelize this face versus the small face, the pixels are much smaller in the small face. However, if you were to scale it up, it would be very similar. If you're not happy with what auto mode gives you, then you can switch to manual mode. Let's revert first. In manual mode, you can control precisely the effect that is applied. For example, you can choose between blur, pixelate, and solid. So, for example, if we choose blur and blur the text here, then it is blurred an appropriate amount. However, if we blur this larger text without changing the settings, then you can see that the title is not blurred enough. This is why auto mode is quite handy, because it will blur the appropriate amount whether the text is big or small. The last feature of FacePixelizer that I want to tell you about is how to undo. To apply an effect, you drag the mouse down and to the right. But to undo, you drag the mouse in the opposite direction. So, down and to the right is to apply an effect, and up and to the left to undo the effect. Once you are happy with your image, you can simply press Save, and your image will be saved with the word Censored appended to the file name.
All right, let's take a quick look at it. This is FacePixelizer. And I'm loading it right now. While I'm doing that, I want to open up my folder with some sample pictures. We're going to take a picture and drop it on here. Let's take one we've used before, and I'm just going to drop it over here. You'll see that immediately it's there. Now, if you remember, this is either the same picture or a similar one that I used last week when I colorized it. Okay, now if I hit auto and hit pixelate, it just takes a couple of seconds. And I'm lying. Come on. And you'll see this girl is looking over to the side. So if I do a manual and just pixelate her there, and it can do it that way. And that pretty much, I think everybody now is pixelated. So that's how easy it is. But I want to show you something else that I think is really cool. I'm going to keep it on blur. Let's see, I'm going to keep it on manual. I'm going to tell it I want to blur it. And what I'm going to do is, if you remember, if you go like this and click here, you blur the whole picture. Then to unblur, you go up. So let's say I want to say, okay, I'm talking about this person and they're, whoopsie, There I am, and there's somebody over here. So I can highlight just a couple of people and everybody else is blurred in that picture, and then you just save it and you've got everybody blurred but the people you want seen in the picture. So I think that's a really nice way to do it. And then of course, if you're doing something with a Facebook page, you can start blurring out each person's face and their name or address and some information that you don't want to show. So that's one of the programs. And then the other program is called Lunapic. And Lunapic does basically the same thing, but I discovered a few things that are really neat about it. And let's bring it up. This one, you choose, it's got a whole, you can get all kinds of file information. You can do edit, adjust, draw, borders, filters, and it does pixelate. But if you don't want to do that, what I've got some expensive programs that do something that I really like to do. Let's see this picture right here and say open it. It's a picture of me. It's uploading it. Now I can pixelate any kind of a picture the same as I could with the other program. But what I really like about this is I like to have either a pencil drawing or some kind of a drawing of a picture. Now, right now it's showing it because it's there's some background filtered out, but let's go to art and let's go to sketch 2. And see what it does. And it makes a sketch, or the one I ended up doing, and you've got to undo the effect before you go to the next one, or it just compiles them so you get more. So I want to undo the effect. And then I'm going to go back up to art. This is what the picture actually looks like. And I'm going to go to art, and I'm going to go, I picked Picasso, and you'll see that I'm actually using this on my Facebook. I'm using it as my picture now in here. So you're going to see what I came up with. And that was the picture and I'm using that now for several things. So, and experiment. There's all kinds of choices there of all kinds of effects and art, and go play it. You'll spend hours with it. I did. And so on that note, we'll go ahead and stop the share. And I hope you enjoyed both of those programs. They're free. You can play it to your heart's content and play around with it, use them. But also pixelate and blur when you're posting things either on your web page, on your Facebook page, on your if you're part of a user group, on your user group page. Some people don't like their picture, blur their faces and so on. Bob?
You answered the question that I asked on Facebook. Thank you.
Yes, I told you I was going to answer it today.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Or thank you, Huey. Another hour has gone by. We're wrapping up another session of Tech for Seniors. So I'd like to thank Huey. Thanks for your presentation. Thank Bob. Thank you so much for your security update. And thank you for keeping us safe. You kept those Zoom bombers out. Great stuff.